shoot the top of my head. So, what do you think about the
My thoughts on the conflict?
Yeah, your thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, so
انت حسابات لك عزيز خوين is the شجر زي رخابو زلوا of Ethiopia Eritrea.
yeah, so the conflict in, I'll start in Tigray since that's where the majority of the conflict is, but this also has to do with Eritreans as well. So the war on Tigray as a region, we know Abiy is doing it to consolidate his power, obviously. He knows if he can make Tigray submit, that he can pretty much consolidate everything, and all the other regions are going to follow suit because Tigray has, through history, we've seen the most power. Even though they're a smaller population, they're pretty fierce as far as fighting. They have the capabilities, the weaponry, such, so on and so forth. So that's where I think the issue started. But it's not only a war on Tigray, because you see, they called it a law enforcement initiative, right?
Right.
He said due to these 50 or 70 people, junta iluwon as yom hamasa sabat kan asrom alana and makinat geru na yom hamasa karakib na ashahat yakatalalo. Sorry if my Tigrinya is not tsuri yakunan good.
So you say let them
You know what I mean?
TPLF leadership, them Hamza leadership.
Right.
نعم كراكبيلو بوزع سبات فيه.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So who does that? If it's really a law enforcement, which it could be. Now TPLF did some horrible things. We can go back in history. You can count them all up. But if you want to go by the letter of the law, then arrest them. Do what you can as far as from a law enforcement perspective. But you don't go around just kulu sub سبعي تتات حزب تجري زلوا كدبدبهم بنفاري جرام نكولو زيكات وق كفتو. I mean, it's wrong. So if it was really about law enforcement and it was just these 50 people, they should have just tried to arrest them whichever way they could. But instead, obviously, you see it's something much deeper, because they're bombing the civilian population. And I saw a video as well. They're taking out statues. You know, when United States went into Iraq, when they took down Saddam, what they do? They took down the statue.
Right.
They're trying to erase everything that has to do with Tigray. Basically, any of the Tariq Zalawo, Botat, they want to kadam suswoyum.
The same shit Ara Isaias is utilizing against the Kologazan. Same thing.
Or what a lot of countries do it. America, like I said, America did it as well. They're not. So they have a lot of examples about that. But yeah, they're taking down the bandera. They're putting the old Dergi banderas, not the new one with the star looking, and it's like the old one, just yellow, green, red, Haile Selassie, whatever they were, Mengistu Haile Mariam, whatever he had. So they're taking off. They're taking out all these things. So if it's really law enforcement, why are you dismantling all the infrastructure that they built in that region? And then you say you're going to build it back. Don't destroy it in the first place. You wouldn't have to build it back. You feel me?
So are you implying so you're saying
there's definitely something deeper.
The region and rebuild it. Why are they destroying everything in the Tigray region and then posting all the Dergi flags?
Yeah, there's a deeper reason. Why are they arresting people that are Tigray just by ethnicity? They're people that are associated, that are in Addis. They're rounding them up. Oh, if you have a Tigrayan sounding name, you're arrested. You're on house arrest. The CEO of Ethiopian Airlines is Tigrayan, and they put him on house arrest.
Why?
I guess.
Did they say why?
Do they have to give a reason if there's no laws?
Yeah, that's true. So if you're Tigray in Addis Ababa or whatever, you're just gonna get arrested.
Yeah, if you're guilty by association, you call it, right? even if you didn't have anything to do with it, like directly, because they fear for whatever reason, or they have some resentment, maybe unsettled scores to settle from back in the day. They're now trying to
Correct.
destroy the whole economy of Tigray and just destroy the people. But you don't kill the people, and then you say it's going to be over in 72 hours. There's a lot going on, and now more recently, you said there's a bounty on the leaders. So you did all that killing for 50 days, and you didn't find one. You didn't find one leader.
هذا ما راح
You know what I mean?
يكفي هذا ما راح يكفي
Yeah.
كلهم كسروا.
Yeah, exactly. So, and now you say 10 million. We're going to give you 10 million better for information. You should have started with the information. If you're doing a law enforcement investigation, you start with asking people for help. You don't kill their family, kill their mom, their dad, their sister, their brother, and then say, turn around, hey, I'll give you money if you give me information. I'm not going to give you anything. In fact, I'm going to want revenge.
Right.
And that's what they've done. Now they've turned the whole region, 6 million or whatever population is. They're never going to forget it. Now it's going to be just a never-ending cycle. In my opinion, it's just going to continue because they're going to want to avenge what happened. And like 20 years ago, when TPLF was in power, you would never thought this would happen. But a lot happens in 20 years. What's going to happen in the next 20 years? Who knows?
So let me throw a curveball at you. Let me ask you a really hard question. One that you probably didn't plan for, right? Okay. You're Eritrean, I'm Eritrean. Mish, we're diaspora, we're here in the US. I understand we're just speaking. We're not out there actually fighting. Mish. So let me ask you.
Yeah.
If we know it's wrong for Eritreans to attack Tigray, we know it's wrong. We know. We have no business there, no reason to be in there other than our dictator. Mish, what about the false patriotism? Does that make you more Eritrean? More Eritrean or are you more Eritrean for supporting, forgive me, are you more Eritrean for denouncing the wrongdoings of what Eritrean people are doing? Does that make you less Eritrean for denouncing all the brutal murder? I understand both sides have issues. I get it. All I'm saying is right and wrong. Are you less Eritrean for saying that the people that pillaged and looted in the Catholic Church denounced it? Are you less Eritrean for not defending that?
No, definitely not. I mean, for them to say that you're less Eritrean if you are in opposition of what the government does, you don't sign off on everything that happens because you're critical of the regime doesn't mean you're less Eritrean. I think there's a false equivalence. There's a difference between nationalism and patriotism. You could be people that are nationalists. They love their country no matter what happens. If they kill people, if they're run by a dictator, if whatever happens, if they
you hit it on the head when you said no matter what happens. What I get a lot of on my Facebook is Eritrea, right or wrong. That can't work because if Eritreans were raping, killing, stealing, am I going to say Eritrea right or wrong? No, I'm going to say we denounce those losers that did that. We support the good Eritrean people.
Right, exactly. You can't have it both ways because a lot of the people, the Sarat, the Gafu, Wata'i, Hagar of America, they criticize America all day. Oh, Trump comes together. Oh, Zion comes together. Then when it comes to Eritrea,
exactly.
But why? Trump to Maritzu. Trump to Maritzu. You may hate what he does to Maritzu. He's elected. You can talk freely and you can argue your side if you want. But when we're asking for the same opportunity, the same thing to happen for our brothers and sisters back home that don't have that same opportunity, كمانا أدل زركبنا نعم يدلينا سلامتاي they call you a traitor, you know, kada, you blue. Why is it? It's not wrong to question. Like I said, is nationalism, love of your country, no matter what. Everyone loves their country. Patriotism is a difference. You're proud of your country for what it does. So if they're doing something good, you love your country. If they're doing something bad, you call out your country. You tell them, hey, you got to fix this. It's not right.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let me let me shed light on something. All my life, all I've known is Eritrea. I don't know nothing else. Mish, that's what I've been taught. That's all I know. I love my people. You have to understand something. On this side, I have trader nublum is yom kurkuratna Eritrea agame blumi. On this side, I have Amhara calling me agame. But you notice this flag is
Yeah,
for everyone, Mish. Okay.
right.
It's in the eyes of Zigadmani. What really gets me is how many years did Haile Selassie kill Tagaru and Eritreans? How many years? After Haile Selassie, how many years did Mengistu, Shaitan Haile Mariam, kill Tagarus and Eritreans? Can they amat katilana?
Right.
Suits up to Bomish. Guinea ab Eritrea Hawate Zalo Hani Tagaru Husaraf Holo, Yurusu. The whole life the whole history na عندنا مانيز قتلنا نبرة كمجمرتا وقعنا نبرة تحت هاي الثلاثة إن نبتيهم Italians مش سوقيني رستاعي so na أقام خلونا خلو تيام مهاروخ عني سخاخ عني خمسة خلونا خلو where about سخونز دور كواخني we can go back and forth all day long 150 ثلاثة ميتي كاب منلا كاب زخابزي كله زي نقصات زنبرو زحارو دوناس كن رسعوري ناس خاني and this was this is what I'm saying. If we forgive, right? You can't just forgive Amhara and not forgive Tagaru. You cannot just forgive Tagaru and forget to forgive Eritreans. If you're gonna forgive, you gotta forgive all the way. Start fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because we can go back and forth. The worst we've ever seen was is the Haile Selassie Mengistu regime. And you know what's crazy, Howie? Right now, it's the return of the Mengistu and Haile Selassie regime. Right now, what's happening? That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Except
It's
this
sad,
time, they
man.
have the science helping them. DIA.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad to see that people, you know, you forgive, but you don't forget. You know, that's what people say. You can forgive for yourself, for the sake of your people, for the country, but you don't forget what happened. So it seems like a lot of Eritreans, especially, are forgetting 30-year struggle, who that was against. Um, you know, my family as well. All of our families was affected. My uncle, well, I have two uncles that died in the war. One in 1990, one in Badime in 98. I never met them personally, but yeah, they're now they're like cozying up with different groups. It's very confusing. It's very sad, and it's almost like you're wiping away everything that kind of happened, all the blood that was shed for 30 years. Like, what was it for if we were gonna, you know, now get to this point where they're trying to consolidate, and I don't know what's gonna happen because you know, Isaias, he's always consolidating his power no matter
Yeah,
what.
قلنا عايز يحرقني خسرنا الساعة تحررني
I cussed them none.
تقول
Yeah,
كله
we didn't lose. We didn't lose.
yeah
Yeah,
ولا حتى
we didn't lose anything.
خسرنا سلي here's something I want you to think about. Salam Sultani Girmay, Hawaii Salam. Salama Daniel Abraham. Msahaha ani khangabirina the interview. So let me ask you. I خسرنا. You know the حررني is he many to شو always يسوي Abel دجال ما Abel or whatever show الله وسيله هدف show مش عشان يوم shares يقولوا support بزح يقولوا يريء سبكم كم عدنا هاريمو مش هاريمو أو كلاي almost ما يتنورو تواتيو كم قال جرو survive جرو أبزمتيو فريحو مش نسايس كقتلو DIA تي ودي براد ودي بيرا ودي ماس كقتلو هاريمو نبز عدي متي مش okay Show nothing to the highest. Yes, yes, Eritrea, come cheerleader all day, Gabriel. But here's the thing, what gets me. Family not to asiron by Higdef. Abzimatsu Harimu. So he ran from Eritrea from Higdef, and then he comes here and he's the #1 Higdef supporter. It's mind blowing. Bro, it does not make sense. But then, for the ones who speak truth, they get mad at us. They call us Agame. You know who the true Agame is? The true Agame are people like him who sit there and preach death to our people. How you gonna run from a dictator and then turn around because he's probably the one that collects the 2% money to send it back home.
Yeah, man.
Is Germany. أنا هاني is يوم كسعرفوا زوعلو separate كقولنا the فتنوزه. Dawi, nitugrai to the gufon. Come to but first of all, nobody tells me how to run my life. I have my seniors that I listen to. I do what I want. If I see something wrong, I'm gonna point it out because I'm a man of integrity. I'm a man of honor.
Right.
If my people do something wrong, then I'm gonna call it out. If DIA tells my Sarawi to go do something wrong, I'm gonna call all of them out. You feel me? We have to correct what's wrong first. Then when we clean our house, then we can build a unity and expand to the rest of the other nations. But sitting here and separating us from the other African nations, what does that do? Create more hostility? Right. So now I can't go to Seattle or San Diego and go to a Tigray restaurant because nobody likes Tigray. Look,
it's all the ethnic,
tribalism,
the politics, tribalism. Been fighting that forever.
Yonas, how you know advantage anisana lana muhuratina ba'alana hasibna khayl kinan bin khayl. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something really amazing. When I started, is he the life فتحي كزارة متى بجمر كوا 400 diaspora والوص family. They say, hey Dawood, what's up? You know, we're seeing this. We heard it in English. We heard you speak English. We love it. Now we understand. Get Mr. Drana na ba'asalana because disagree go brulo sila hagdaf sila zupanululo. By the third video, shomanta mitu qolutz family. Right now, Sheh Celeste Miti, 1,300 kids are writing me saying, hey, we denounce Higdef. We no longer want to go to YPF DJ camp. No more kurkurat, no more 2%. Forget it. And my message to Higdef, Yonas Hawe?
Yeah.
Listen carefully. I'm stealing your kids. I'm telling your kids the truth about war-torn countries. I'm telling your kids all the lies you brainwashed them with. I'm letting the Higdef YPF DJ people know you're wrong. You've been feeding these kids poison. Now they're researching. The biggest problem for Higdef right now, everybody's reading. Everybody's watching. But mom, why is Eritrea attacking Tigray? But mom, why is DIA have everybody behind closed doors? But mom, but baba, مش مهير كان هيك دفاوي #1 هنا مش بابا تقول نركا سلام ترى سبنا يقتل الله داوي تبلا الله تصنع خوس تنبب كوس وا إذا وجه حق نجاري زار قالوا أبوي خلخاس أدي خلخاس حسيكم تبهروني أي تزاربوني كم نجار مسيلو. Not a message, not to kids, kind listen, kids or youngins or whatever, American, German, we all y'all. Do your own research. Read books. Read the history of how people came to be in power. Read on why things are happening. Read why Africa cannot economically ever come up. Read. And then don't fight your parents. Your parents are your parents. Go educate your parents. Maybe your parents don't have the proper education. Maybe I felt maybe some for home. Maybe they're scared. They can't go back to Eritrea. Maybe there's a lot that are changing their mind. With people like you helping me, I can't go wrong. We
Yeah.
spark some light or something.
Little fire, man.
Yes.
Little fire.
I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe I am a representative of the freedom of people. I am a Dempsey Eritreans, Dempsey freedoms Zidaliu, Dempsey dictator Kudumsusu, Sra Hawehani, Sla Nate team Sla Zonka, Abziman Gadik Hagazanika, Kasina climb, Kulana Hozdina Olonia. Too much Hailila Nahaji. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly what you said. People are starting to wake up, I think, finally, especially the youth. Like I said, when you're introduced to politics, at least Eritrean politics, you're getting it from your parents' perspective first. So you're gonna be you're gonna kind of be what was I trying to say? You're gonna think the way your parents think, basically.
Right.
You're gonna take on their ideologies, right? But I see a lot of changing in the youth, especially in where we live in California, at least, and the people that I grew up with. They're not saying the same things that their parents are saying. They're being more open-minded. I think that's key. We got to be open-minded. We're not saying all Hugdef people are bad. Or all Degefti are bad, or these opposition people are your traitors. That's not how it works. There's certain reasons why people may support the government, whether it's economic reasons. They have businesses back home. There's a lot of stuff, and we also have to understand that not everyone's gonna think like us. Not everyone's gonna think like you. We think when you're Eritrean, you have the same morals, the same upbringing, the same sanaslaat or something like that. Kulasab, they don't have that. Not everyone has it. America, hamak sabalo, tubuk mahuralo, ashalo, sarai, hasawe. There's all in America, right? The same thing in Eritrea. The same thing. There's sarai. There's tubuk sabzagabru alo, abertra, abtigrai, hamak sabalo. There's in every culture, there's always going to be no one's going to be perfect. Just because you're Eritrean doesn't mean you're some kind of perfect human being, right? Even I know that everyone's flawed. So I think we need to stop thinking everyone has the same thought process as far as they want other people to be free or have the same opportunities. Maybe they don't. Maybe there's some people that I don't care. I got mine. You guys, whatever. Just you guys got to get it yourself, but as far as the youth, and I think a lot of it is changing. I think they're not blinded by those ideologies that we're talking about. I like to say it's easy to be silent when you have nothing to gain. It's harder to speak up when you have everything to lose. You know what I mean?
Excellent. So
when you have nothing to gain, it's easy to just
right. So the reason why I is because if we don't do nothing, we don't say nothing, there's no attention to support our brothers and sisters that are dying. Even the ones in Eritrea, they've never had real freedom. You know what I mean? So for our government to impose on another people of nation when we had no issue, so that's just not, it's not logical. So let me ask you this: moving forward, how do we unite the كما ukubum هجدف شعبية جبهة كلهم زيهم groups دلو تلاقي فتحي يأكل كلهم بحسب كما قلنا, because I know Yaakal has a comprehensive program where they put everyone under their umbrella. But how do we reach out and bring all the men in one circle? Listen, my biggest,
you're not going to bring everyone in, man. You're not going to.
But my biggest issue with Higdef is, they support a dictator that's killing our people. But I'm not. What I'm saying is, I want to interview a intellectual Higdef person that could come on here and let me ask him questions, and we can hear his perspective or her perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It would be good. Yeah.
And that'd be great. So we could get different perspectives. But in the end, there's only one question: how do we unite? How do we remove both dictators, because Ethiopia will never be the same ever again. In fact, I'm 100% sure Tigray wants to succeed. I'm 100% sure Tigray wants to go into Eritrea if they would allow it, or they just want to be their own people and be left alone. But the problem is Tigray can't join Eritrea because Isaias Afwerki, the demon, is there. Tigray can't stay in Ethiopia because somebody's trying to assassinate their whole people named Abiy. How easy was it to just say, fine, you don't want me as your prime minister? In our bylaws and constitution, it says you can separate from us. Go. How easy was that? He didn't have to kill all those people.
Yeah.
He could just say, go. Mish?
Yeah, that's
it's in their
if you
constitution.
think, yeah, that's if you think he was looking for a peaceful solution
No.
in the beginning to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wants, he wants what this ass wants. What does this ass have? What does he tell him when they did the 2018 peace deal? What did this ass say?
Yeah.
That's what he said. He told
You
him, you're going to lead us. Now you go to. Yeah. Katim Hibo, whatever. Yeah, that whole sideshow.
What did
that
Abiy just say in his last speech? This is the plan for the next 10 to 30 years in Ethiopia. So Abiy saying he's going to be what? A dictator for 30 years?
In charge for 30 years.
Because
exactly.
my mama had a dream?
Yeah, his mom had a dream he was going to be president or Nugus Cohen, right? But yeah, so if you see what happened last week or this week in the IGAD, the summit they had, I think it was in Djibouti or somewhere. Could be wrong.
Wait. The summit you're discussing, is that where the Eritrean and Ethiopian flag was both behind Abiy? Is that the Eritrean
the heads
and
of state,
Ethiopian
yeah.
flag, and the representative for Eritrea was Abiy, Mish?
Under the banner, it said all heads of state are represented. They had each country's flag, and then Abiy was sitting in the middle as this Ethiopian and Eritrean flag. I'm like,
yeah. So
why is that? Why is he representing both countries?
After head of state, now each country must they said the head of each state for each country come talk. Guess who represented Eritrea and Ethiopia? Dictator Abiy Ahmed Ali represented Eritrea. Where were you? Where were all the Higdef?
You don't have to believe us.
These people are campaigning for Abiy to take over Eritrea and lead them. It's backwards, bro. These people, these Eritrean people that are against what I'm saying, they don't want freedom. They don't want their life to take. They don't want freedom for Eritrea. They want Abiy Ahmed to lead us. I don't want Abiy Ahmed to lead us. You know why I don't want Abiy Ahmed to lead us, Yonas? You know why I don't want Abiy Ahmed to lead us? Because Abiy Ahmed has one goal in mind. If Abiy Ahmed can do that to his own people, if he can murder,
what do you think he's gonna do this?
In Tagaru are Ethiopians. Tagaru are Ethiopian. If he could do that to his own people, what is he gonna do to Eritreans?
Yeah,
exactly. We're done.
Hey, I see a lot of people celebrating, when the Tigray people like, oh, junta.
Yeah, I was ashamed. I was like,
yeah, they were celebrating a lot, like TPLF, game over. They like to recite the same words, as the dictator says. That's their favorite thing to do. I guess they don't have any other ideas. But yeah, they like to repeat, like quoting. They just repeat the same thing over and over. But today is Hizbi Tigray. That's their grief. Natom Hazani and Ilomi Gen Subah. Who's it going to be?
Exactly.
It might be ours.
Exactly.
So be careful what you wish for when you're celebrating someone else's demise, because that's what goes around will come around one day.
Well, and no, you're right.
And don't say, hey, look at us. What happened? Look at what they're doing to us, because they're gonna be like, well, you didn't say anything. So when there's an injustice, I forgot to say this: injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Yes. Right? Martin Luther King said that. If there's a person or a group of people that are being abused in a different country, even though I'm in America, it doesn't affect me. I have to say something. You feel me? Because one day it could be me. Just because we're here, we won the lottery just by, we didn't do anything special. I was born here. What makes me different than the person born in the village in Eritrea, or village in Ethiopia, or village in Tigray, or
Why
village in
can't they have
anywhere?
the same freedom we have? Why can't their children grow? Why can't they prosper? Because we got lucky and came
Yeah,
to America to Sadiq
that's it.
number. Why can't they wake up in the morning and not have to worry about being murdered?
Yeah, we just won the lottery. We just won the lottery. That's it. We didn't do nothing special. They're not smarter than us. They're not better than us. We're not better than them. We're not smarter than them. They probably smarter than us. Probably America kind of makes you a little lazier than other places. But yeah. So when I think about that, I'm like, you gotta you gotta think about the opportunity you have here. You know what I mean? We have an amazing opportunity that our parents gave to us, and for us to not want that same opportunity for the next person behind us, just because I went through the door, I got to hold the door open for the next person. I'm not going to close the door in their face and say, you know,
Crap
balomi
pie.
fatu, balomi fatu. You know, we've been saying it for a long time. Not we did just start with Tigray. I've been talking about our own people, Hizbana, Beratazalo, Sinai, Zamatuzalo, Mediterranean, drown the people that are drowning in
Susa,
the
haka susa
Mediterranean.
amet hizbina hazina. Freedom si inom. Susa amet
Yeah,
hizbina kaman tedam sisom is yom kala haji dum sosulo. It yom abza khofilom that the amom double on nadokosu for the people that sit here eating and drinking and chilling. If you for 1 second don't like if you don't feel what's happening to the Tigray nation, you're not
yeah,
human. You don't even have to like them.
yeah,
You know, تفضلوا كمان يبقى كان إن
yeah.
حزن كون كاتب تيوم innocent كل عوسى بيتات زت أنسا.
For the civilians, yeah.
Yeah, شو يعني nothing.
Yeah, forget the leaders. I don't care about the leaders. They can
Yeah,
go arrest the leaders. I don't care. Who
كلهم yeah.
cares? That isn't the after this leader, there's still gonna be Tigray. After this leader, Isaias, there's still gonna be Eritrea. There's still gonna be Eritrean people. It's not gonna end with one person. So I'm not sure why everyone is quick to jump. I don't follow just one person ideology. It can be one leader. It can be a good leader, one for a set of period of time. The next period of time, it's a bad leader.
How do you
Comes and goes, but
how do you think
what makes a country is the people.
how do you
At the
think
end of the day,
we can remove? Now I need a realistic answer, like something that's realistic. How do you think we can somehow remove? Would you say now is the opportunity? Now is the time to remove DIA?
it's not so. Obviously, if he's removed, everyone, I get the same question a lot when I talk about politics with the opposing side. They say, well, what's going to happen if Isaias Kedu? It may get someone worse than him.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know how you can get worse than him, but let's play it out. It looks like where it's going, since there's no written down transition plan, we don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. He could give it to his son. He could let, like he said, Abi take over. There's no transition. So for people to just be okay with, and he's getting up there in age, he's not going to last forever. In the next 20 years, is going to be a new leader in Eritrea just because he's not going to live forever. If
Right.
he lives to 90 something,
Well, Abi had an opportunity.
what are the odds of that?
Abi chance نرو opportunity نرو إسايس مش حالفته كوزدان إركرا بكسراوي still نرو مش. But now كلهم الداخلين وهم كلهم ميتهم كلهم فاحلهم حجي عند إسايس وريدو كان السبب money تطوزه بلوم نخالة عالم سوستوا نخالة nation Egypt إرترا خوزدان حلو money stops
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
I be
Yeah,
telling you, you know
one
what?
stops going
UN
on. Yeah, no
support and
one.
go right now for more wars. They probably just be like, you know what? Let them have it. Maybe it'd be better.
The UN doesn't really. They're not there to
Yeah.
really keep peace. Everyone thinks the UN is there to keep peace, but they really do whatever these, what are they, the G8 or whatever these countries, whatever they say goes, the UN just kind of follows their lead. So if America wants regime change, or if these, superpowers want regime change, they can make it happen tomorrow. But they don't, because this serves a purpose for them as well.
Right.
But as far as what we need to do for our country, we don't need to worry about what America does and all these other countries. But we need to go back to the ideals that we had before. We need to, and I don't know who can do it. I don't know if Assas is going to have a change of heart all of a sudden. I doubt it. And say, well, we have no conflict now. With TPLF is gone or whatever. Now we could start, building up the country. But he had 30 years to show us who he is. I don't think he's going to change.
Yeah, but heck,
all of a
give him
sudden.
another 5 years, another 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, give him 5 years.
We will have more 5 years left.
Yeah, he could have done a lot of stuff. For 20 years we say, oh, what about the sanctions? What about? Okay, there's sanctions is economic sanctions that affect the leadership of the country. But he doesn't have to arrest people just because there's sanctions. Why don't you release the prisoners? Why don't you release? There's a lot of people in prison without due process, without a court hearing. Yeah. So there's small things that he could have done.
If you guys, not to cut you off, Yonas, but there's a lot of people asking, is in the Herdali Homo? Is in the Herdali Homo? If you want to buy this or this, if you look in the bottom of the Captn Eritrea, there's a site. It'll take you to the online store. You could buy it right there. This is not my stuff, but they let me pick the pictures. Kala store على الشاتو بعلهم order could go to تقولوا أنا control go برني جيني تسألي بعلى مريس أيو هو نذكري. Continue.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna be brief, but because I know we're kind of going on. But no, we're speaking on behalf of the people that don't have a voice, that are silent. We don't get anything from speaking. We're not benefiting from this. We could be quiet. We're chilling. We're in America. We have our own jobs, our own career, family. There's nothing. We could be silent and our life does not change at all. But because we have a love for our country, a love for our people, we want better for them. When you're someone you love that's being hurt, that's being abused, you're gonna do everything you can to support them.
So I've got share about it now. I'm not seeing a lot of shares, but I see all the people share go to one. But
we're not we're not interested. If the people that are just hating, there's gonna always be people that hate you. If you have people that hate you, that means you're doing something right.
Boom. 3-point shot right there.
Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna just to kind of wrap it up a little bit. I think we need to get back to, if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right, man. You don't get to decide when it's convenient for you to speak up. If something's going on, we need to speak up. And I think, especially for the youth, for the young people, forget all of the stuff that, we've been indoctrinated with, or what your parents do. Your own research, just read, see what's going on out there. I talk to the people, man. There's the people that leave Eritrea, they say, oh, there's no problems in Eritrea. These are just people that are just leaving just for whatever reason. People don't leave and risk their lives unless something bad is happening.
So let me tap on that. Yes, Eritrea visit I think you blew on because you know why? Every time Sab Yiraqa about Eritrea's how's our country? Bro, I know I shouldn't say this. Horrible. I can't go back and live in Eritrea. Electricity comes here. They told me not to say this.
Yeah, if it was that good, there would be. Look at the population of Eritrea when it was during the war, during not 4 million, maybe 5. Now it's like below that probably. I think I saw something was 3.5. I could be wrong. But usually population of a country grows exponentially over time, especially over 20 years, it should be double, at least, maybe triple, depending on what's going on. But the fact that we lost a lot of people, man, not only in the war, but just through
family.
people escaping. There's generations that you're never going to get back. So people that think we're only 20 years, 30 years behind because of SAS, you have to think about all the young people that were there that died during Badame, Kulu, Menese, Zamotu, Shuru, and now Haji, Sadet Zalo, all the ones in the refugee camps, all the ones that are all across the globe. You didn't just lose that generation that died. You lost all the young people. You don't see any young people in the cabinet of the Eritrean. It's all 70, 50, 60. It's all the old soldiers.
Just like the Amhara.
Are they the only ones that have the ideas, or there's no young people that can think? There's no young people that can speak.
There isn't.
You didn't let them go to school. If you did, then you closed it down.
He don't want people to go to school and learn, so they overthrow him. But here's the crazy part. That Amhara journalist that said, oh, Kulumda, remember I said that on last round, Kulumda, Jaganu Moitomium, Isaiah Salas Amata Trilinayu, Mawat Haikna and Atun Eritrea was that Homilu. What does that tell you?
Yeah, they're definitely, well, they see their opportunity, at least, even if there's no agreements. They definitely see the door opening with what happened with this. So whatever they claim as a peace agreement, we know it wasn't really peace. What I got from Farimam Manur and who knows what they signed. It's probably a blank piece of paper. I don't know what does it say. It's usually when you sign something and says we're going to do this, this, and this, but they haven't showed it. The Eritrean regime, at least, you already know you're not going to get anything out of them of substance. And it seems like Ethiopia is kind of going the same way. But yeah, they see, I think, the easy in. They got their foot in the door, which they always wanted. They wanted ASAP from the beginning.
Right.
And so you see where that's going. The only thing I could say, man, is the people are awakening. At least the youth are awakening. We're not going to stay silent anymore. You feel me? I would never talk on a live. I would never even think about talking on a live about what's going on back home. But yeah, man, we all we got right now. We have no other choice. We got to speak up. We got to speak out. We got to do what we can. We got to raise money. We're going to do all of that. And we got resources out here too. We got professional people. We got careers. We got a lot of money out here. And I'm going to tell you, money is what changes things as well. So not only use your voice to the young people, don't just, salamawi selfie the gabru adim when it's convenient for them, when they say Black Lives Matter, when the police start killing Black people,
yeah, exactly. Behind stuff. And
when your people come home, sub zalo adi come home hade kwankwa zalo hade bahli zalo, you guys don't say anything.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. So yeah, what's the purpose? You can't say Black Lives Matter here, because you know why Black Lives Matter here? Because you live here, and they don't ask you when you get pulled over by the police, are you Eritrean? Are you Ethiopian? Are you Jamaican? Are you Haitian? Are you from West Africa? Are you from South Africa? No, they see you're Black, and that could affect you. That's why they say something.
Well, for example,
but hold on, let me yeah, real quick. That's why they speak up, because it knows today is going to be on that person. Tomorrow is going to be on your kids. And they know that because they live in America. There's no questions asked. But they don't speak on it in what's happening in Tigray and what's happening in Eritrea for the last 30 years, because to them they're fine. They're shielded from that in a way.
Right. So when the refugees were stuck in Tigray, right? And then they removed them from Tigray. All those thousands of Eritrean, I'm talking about Eritrean, and Tigray was
Yeah.
safeguarding the Eritrean refugees. They moved them to Addis Ababa or whatever over there, more closer and towards Ethiopia center or whatever, wherever
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
are, right? Abiy returned them all back to DIA SIS. What do you think happened to those people? They all got murdered. So Abiy's responsible for killing Eritreans too. That piece of crap.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know if they returned all of them, but I'm sure they returned some. We heard the audio tape of the interviews that they had, that they took them from the refugee camps in Tigray, took them to Addis for like a week or two with no reason, and
Yeah.
then send them back to Tigray. I'm not sure
And they got kidnapped in
exactly
the
what's
middle of
going
the
on,
night.
but
They got kidnapped in the middle of the night and sent back
probably,
to SIS.
probably. I
Dictator.
mean, that you have to understand. There's like the EU. I think they signed an agreement, or other countries have done that too, where if there's Eritrean refugees, that they'll send them back. They have an agreement with the Eritrean government, like we'll send them back,
Crimes against humanity.
because they're getting flooded with all these refugees, and uh, and Isaias is using it to his advantage because he's getting funded by them. For those that like to speak on self-reliance, it's a good concept to have, but in action, he's not really doing that, right? He got $200 million from the EU. You can go look it up. There's articles about it. I read about it yesterday. From 2014 2020, for development, there's the United Nations Development Program. Um,
So let me ask you, what message do you have? I'm gonna ask you two questions. First question, what message do you have for the Eritreans that are imprisoned in their own country? Not the ones actually in prison, but there's a lockdown. There's no food, no water, no aspeza. There's no internet, no electricity, and then what is your message for them? A quick one, then I'm gonna ask you a second one. Oh, all right. I think for you, look, Howie, Yonas, thank you for coming through. Yeah, Sirak, I try to get you on, man. I don't know. Let me try it one more time. Abalo Sirak. Fitinia, one more time. Karar galakhat altalna baikanable. Abalo Sirak. All right, I can't find you, bro. Sirak, say something on the bottom of the screen. I'm gonna see if I can add you. For those of you that want, if you want to buy all this, right here on the bottom of the screen, you see the self-made www.ambesta clothing. This is Ambesta clothing. Unity, highly power, Hansiseb, Komina. You know what I mean? So, Jonas Hawaii, I think internet, Afilo Harnes, stop texting me, bro. You messed up my life. I'll call you after, bro. It's you, oh, you know what? That's my brother Moose is on there. Anyways, hey, Sirak, I'm trying to add you. I can't find you. All right, let me see. One more time. Invite Sirak. All right, you're invited. Can you see me? All right, we'll do it next time. Anyways, message dalani netiom dek Eritrea. Highly Gubaru testified to Urotsu is these demon dictators the halai either Amlach Kwazdami or Sub Kwazdami. Don't worry. Is yom Higdef Nigdef Kanib Dalana? Higdef Nigdef Higdef Nigdef Sigab Herr Tulu Krrr come to eyes well after video comes out always كده يا جماعة حر بالو إندي حر هنقولكم كفيتكم مسانا دلاي فتحي كومنتات مزو. We welcome you as our brothers. If you want to go against dictators and preach for peace and prosperity, and we don't want death of Eritreans. All my Eritreans, I will never turn my back on you. I love you. I'm a true Eritrean. I'm a true patriot. I'm American. This is why I speak the way I do, so I can bring light and educate you so you can see what's really happening. Forget all the Jabha Shabia Homtat Halifiu, like Eremisu. We don't got time for that. Right now, we have one common enemy. Shumu, DIA. Dictator Isai Sporky. That's our one common enemy that's killing our people more than anybody has ever killed them. Mish Su number one's Qatalos. Su Shaitan Dik Adays Qatalam Susa Ahmed Khaira. Now, let's talk about Gorebetna Teon Batagaru. Schonkani Tesfai Toratsu. بقولناهم علينا دك إريتريا مسحوم علينا مسحوم نحزن على أي تصلونا خاني ندقفكم هنا كنت موتوا أين دلكم هنا. We don't want you to die either, دك Tigray. We don't. We want prosperity and peace. We want to support you. You're our neighbors. We love you. We don't hate you. Yeah, we have history. We all have history. We have history with Amhara, we have history with Tagaru, but why would I hate you? In 2020, it's about freedom and peace and freedom of speech and prosperity and working together. It's 2020. Why are we dealing with dictators like Hitler and all that from 1900s and 20 or 2000? In 2020, we're dealing with two dictators. Why? Why aren't we allowed to succeed? Why are my people allowed to breathe? Why are my people allowed to eat? Why can't my people go to school? Why can't my people have freedom of speech? Why? Somebody got to answer why my people don't got nothing. Somebody got to answer for that. Somebody will answer for that. Because I'm going to hold everyone accountable. I'm not... I need you to understand it. If you're Eritrean, if you're Tagaru, Amhara, I'm not going to lie to appease you. I'm going to call you out for what you do. If you're a murderer, I'm going to call you a murderer. Plain and simple. If my people are suffering because of you, I'm going to call you out. Don't come on my page talking about, you're not Eritrean, you're this and that. No, you're not Eritrean. You are the poison of Eritrea because you're working against good Eritreans. All you Sarabti, Guhaf, Zalochum Hamak Tumsulana, is it beautiful Adina Holo? I denounce you. All the people that want to separate tribalism, I denounce you. All the people that support these dictators, I denounce you. No way. Baba homi maharanin. Iluni wala kabdagag taqariska tahak nagar tazaraba. Wala tuluha, I'm not here to be famous. I don't care if you like me. Do you know why I want you to share me? I want you to share me so kullu hudaf sam'ani. Sigab isayas confident is what the. That's why I want you to share me. I don't care if you share me. I don't need your fame. I don't need your money. I don't need nothing from you. But you will hear the truth. Hegdaf kani. You better stop me. 1,200 of your children have written me. The message is getting across. And you can't do nothing about it. You know why you can't do nothing about it? Because there's thousands like me that grew up with me. There's thousands like me all over Canada, Eritrea, Germany, Abraham Cassette, Helen Cassette, Ariam Rufael. It doesn't matter what umbrella they come from. They're all speaking out. Margoyron, beast. I look up to the little brother, you know what I mean? There's so many people. Even Kedanef Sahib from the Tigray guy in San Diego, my little bro. You know what I mean? Mulu. There's too many. What are you gonna do? You get rid of me, there's 1,000 more. You get rid of me, there's my brother. You get rid of me, my sister. You get rid of me, my cousin. Higdef, Nigdef, Higdef, Nigdef, Higdef, Nigdef, Higdef, Nigdef. Montana Hagaurukum. Tagaru. Tasfai Torotu. Musohomalana. Arafne. Abzi Kisaraf Tarahona Masina. Yuatatina. Not Gorebetikum. Can Hoguzokumina. Musohomalana. Tasfai Torotu. Dumkum. It is subkum dems festaste. No wala hantahonen. Nemeretkum could holuikum. Nana dek Eritrea. Nemeretna highly rakina can holo inaha ani. Isu negat. كايت أين رسعانينا زجاجورونا حماك أين رسعانينا نحنا بحنساب جرنا سخاتكم ناتكم نات الخوبو كابزي قابل تبلوه نحنا خا نات كابزي دكتيرة ركبنا دحرايا تيبل تراخيبنا كنزارم نخل كمينا نبزين خير من عالم كمو بحنقولنا مش بتأيد دمنا فسيسهم 4 generations مويتهم money's is the most soul. Who's going to return all those young children that died? While we're sitting here in America sleeping, feeling good. While there's a little boy or a little girl that's starving. that's dying. This is not Eritrean huggy. Hak Eritrean huggy khonazi. Real Eritrean huggy, real Eritrean huggy. تقاليسنا ناس إنتنا نمزه. أليس عرفنينا سبعين قتلنا قتلتي خونان. نتيوم عرب نتيوم مسلم يحواتي هاني كاتيلا خونان. Muslim نفوتو, Christian نفوتو, خلهانا إنا نفوتو. It doesn't matter. No more separation. One love. You see this? One love. Bahan Sabina. After tahatet haifala kabo order to go to hole in herdelikum delaikum bandera delaikum komolo. Sabah kani a Washington halaha Seattle nay مدقفي or كتحجزهم تسفح قرصو تجاري هو أنها عني كسا جوري أم فيديو نتي أم سبام زطفو مرد دمز فساسو نعم كذكروهم الله أتبعن هالهم سيارو كيرو دقفوهم support جبروهم إريترا وخاني عدنا زلوا دويلكم دحكي لكم حجزهم جنتي سدي ودي براد ودي مستي ودي مس كاتو سردلو سلدي ميت قرشي سردلو ميت قرشي سريكو سبيس قتل دلو فلوت وازئة It is the laws of Allah and Rahimahum koinu. Go away. Kidu. Sigab تمعبلو sigab تصنعو كزاربكم يخلني حنقولكم كم زي لالو كم زي قركم كفتوا أورتي كم زي لإيري يهبكم علىكم كعجزكم هبني إلكم هبني كم زي قرك سحبكم نا أملاخ من قد خوكم مسكم مقتات راح يتزاربوا. With that said, I know this has been almost 2 hours. I couldn't bring Sirak on. Next time I'll try to keep it within an hour. I love you. I love you Eritreans, I love you my people, I love my country, I'm a patriot for my country, I will fight for my country, just like I did for my country in America, my American country, right? The same thing, where I was born in Eritrea, I will defend my country from evil people like DIA. And my Ethiopian brothers, Kani, the same, defend your country from evil people like Abiy. That is your job. It is your duty, your job to protect your country. To speak for your people. That is your duty. So not kum jabi, not kum duty you. Abzitla zelana, we're in the United States, we can't do nothing. Yes you can. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. I'm being a voice for those, and now it's spreading like wildfire, where all these congressional members are hearing it, where they're all hearing it. They're like, yo, what is this about? Everybody's speaking about this. That's how you get Dimsi his beat. دمسي هزبي زي كقال نحنا كنحجزهم علينا دمسهم كنكونينا I don't care ولا Antarctica لو ولا Russia لو ولا Eritrean حكوينو Ethiopian حكوينو دمسي ناتخونو تزاربو تحاجزو قرفو زمتراف قحافي نايزي إن أبزي propaganda زمتسونا هيك دف كمتي ودي Abel or whatever his name is something shut up. You know what I mean? That's it. Basically what it boils down to. Peace and prosperity. I love you. One love. Till my next live comes up. I love you all. Dek Ibat, Dek Eritrea, Dek Ethiopia, Bahansab, Hailulana, Alamna, Dekina, Adetna, Abotna, Hizbina, Konfatihina. Dawit Wedi Shambal Basha, Captn Eritrea. Harnet, I love you, cousin. Abukhai Fotwe, Babatis Fai Salam. Daniel Abraham, the Harim Saha and Gabire. Abraham Cassette interview Gabrakai. Haris Seb Kabhudef worthy. Misilu Guhaf Kaitrahule. Haris Seb Kabhudef Muhuram Sulay. Kanizarabina. Abzi Kanawara, Knahal be English and Herdali, but English Fat Kaman Bulum. It don't matter. Deke San Diego, I love you. In the her offend Gerokum, Messiahs Abahum, don't hold it against me. I'm just speaking my truth, just like you're entitled to speak your truth. This is my people in Dago, right? I love you all, regardless. Y'all grew up with me, so y'all get a pass, regardless of what side you on. Just all I'm telling you is open your mind and work for your people. Alright? Alright, fellas, ladies. Ciao.